everyone. I will be your fourth or third facilitator for today. I will be tackling about the differentiated instructions and expeditionary learning, which is under the teaching strategies. Let us first define what is differentiated learning. Differentiated learning is a teaching strategy that tailors instruction to meet individual needs. Whether teachers differentiate content, process, products, or the learning environment, the use of ongoing assessment and flexible grouping makes this a successful approach to instruction. Another one is in education, simply, differentiation is a framework or a philosophy for effective teaching that involves providing all students within the diverse classroom community of learners a range of different avenues for understanding new information. So, from the word itself, different, right? So, a student inside the classroom has different learning strategy and how to cope with different instructions. So enable for us teachers or future facilitators to cater the needs of every student, we need to be flexible in terms of giving our instructions and our lessons to each student. So we can provide all the students with the avenues for understanding new information. So there are three elements of differentiated instructions. These are the content, process, and product. Content is what the student needs to learn or how the student will gain access to the knowledge, ideas, and skills. So basically, content is the main idea of what is going to be tackled for a day. Next is the process. This is how the student will come to master and own the knowledge, ideas, and skills. So processing or the process of information is this is where the students will act or learn or master what knowledge, ideas, and skills they have been taught. Third one is the product. Now, product is how the students will summatively show what they know, understand, and can do. So, from the content and after processing the content, there should always be the product. The product is how the students will how the students will mm, unsaon pag deliver sa student into action kung unsa ilang na-learn. Next, those content, process, and product also depends if the student is ready, interested, or has this different learning profile. So this also depends on the student's readiness. When we talk about readiness, this is the student's proximity to specified learning goals. Second is the interest or the passions, affinities, kinships that motivate learning, and the learning profile or the preferred approaches to learning. So in order for us to deliver the differentiated instruction, the student should always be ready to accept, learn, or adapt all the teachings that we are going to taught. Next is the student should always be interested on what contents or what lesson or topic are we going to deliver sa ilaha. Third will be the learning profile. So this is the preferred approaches to learning. So there are different approaches to learning. So it depends if the student can learn in this type of approach or this one or this another one. Okay. In teaching differentiated instructions, we also need to cater the learning environment and differentiation. Learning environment refers to the physical and the affective climate in the classroom. It is the weather that affects everything that happens inside the classroom. So learning environment is everything that surrounds the students is what we call the learning environment. So the word weather that is used is what defines the environment inside the classroom. If we're going to have a good weather, it means that the learning environment inside the classroom is peaceful and the students can learn. If we're going to say a bad or stormy weather, it means that the learning environment inside the classroom is messy or the student cannot focus on what he or she will be about to learn. So for the last in the differentiated instruction, there is when is the best time to use differentiated instruction. So the best time to use differentiated instruction, or it is best used when the students have different coping styles and coping capacities. So we can we can teach students with differentiated instructions if the students has the ability to cope with different styles and has different coping capacities. So next we'll be tackling about expeditionary learning. Expeditionary learning is an interactive methodology combining on-site and off-site activities to create an immersive, interdisciplinary learning experiences that engages our students and motivates them to stay in school. We know that our students need more than just academic knowledge to become successful, productive members of their community in the future. Expeditionary puts a strong emphasis on values, helping students become well-rounded citizens by learning to practice teamwork, honesty, respect, and trust every day. So, when we talk about expeditionary learning, this is the on-site or off-site activities. This is like the what we call this one, the immersion or the recollection that happens in the Philippines, but outside our country, expedition learning is where the students can like having their camp or like a 1 day outing activity that engages students to be motivated to stay in school. And also this is needed more than just academic knowledge because outside the school premises, a student can learn the real time or the real world problems, and this is where the student can learn to find the real world situation and real world solution. So after having these offsite activities, this helps the students become well-rounded citizens by learning to practice teamwork with their classmates, honesty, respect, and trust every day. So these are the two types that we need in an expeditionary learning. Expedition is a unit of study that lasts anywhere from weeks to a full semester, incorporating multiple academic subjects into an overarching theme. Expeditions include group work in the classroom, independent research, outing, and a final presentation. So this expedition doesn't only talk about off-site activities or the so-called outing. This also talks about group work where a student can learn how to be responsible and cooperative to his or her group mates. Another one is the crew. In expeditionary learning, all community members are encouraged to think of themselves as a crew members, not passengers, so that students learn early on that they have an important role in their own education. Each of our students is a part of an advisory called a crew that meets every day. A crew is made up of one teacher and about 10 to 15 students. So, in one ship, there is always the crew. Crew in a ship always has one different roles in their life. So we should think as a student to become a crew and not a passenger because passenger doesn't do anything. So we need to teach students how to become the crew, which students can take part on different roles in their own education. So expeditionary learning also is best used when schools and parents of the students has enough financing and when school has enough resources to conduct on or off school activities for learning. So here in the Philippines, we can only conduct small types of expeditionary learning because this expedition calls like more financing for the schools and for the parents. So we only have this immersion and recollection that happens compared to America that they have this off-site activities or the outing for the students to be able to like learn to be matured or matured in thinking and for the students to be able to kanang maka-gain sila silang kaugalingong values to have teamwork and etc. That would be all and thank you.